I have a statement from Robert Lee Morgan that I would like to read. On March 27th, the state of California will flood my veins with sodium pentothal, pancuronium bromide, and potassium chloride, causing my death. I have voluntarily abandoned federal appellate review of California's judgment of death. Many have labeled this suicide. It is not. I have lived in prison most of my adult years, nearly 30 on death row. I am a rational man. I do not consider foregoing the raptures of another decade behind bars to be an irrational decision.
Ice cream. Ice cream. Ice cream. Ice cream.
Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation.
Well, Steve, make sure it's
I've postponed the book indefinitely. What? What are you doing? I busted my ass selling the Crips book. They're even willing to give you an advance. Now you're just going to throw that away? I'm going to help Stan with his book. Barbara, no company is going to publish a children's book written by a death row felon. Forget it. What I'm doing. You know what I think? I think you're becoming too involved with this man. I need an agent, not a therapist, so if you're interested in being that agent, fine. If not, I can... Stop with the ultimatums. Really. So are you in or out? Fine, I'm in. But I think he's messing with your mind. Titles in the series will include Gangs and Your Neighborhood, Gangs and the Abuse of Power, Gangs and Low Self... This isn't for us. I think we should go. Some of the titles in the series, as we see it, would be Gangs and the Abuse of Power, Gangs and Self-Esteem, Gangs and Your Neighborhood.
I'm sorry, Miss Bechtel. This is not for us.
Why?
I don't want to give a platform to a man convicted of murdering 4 people. What qualifies him to now be a voice that should be heard by my children?
Dumb not, quote, non-intelligent.
Excuse me?
It's something that Stan often quotes in Latin. It means they condemn what they do not understand.
Don't go yet, please. Would you explain more of this to me?
Well, it would be my pleasure. I should start by explaining to you why we think we should make these young reader books. I think it's very important from all of the feasibility studies and... Stan, these galleys have so many typos in them. We really have a lot of corrections to make, yeah? But all in all, it's good, yeah? All right, what, fourth paragraph? Second paragraph, yeah.
Today's book presentation. Gangs and Your Neighborhood, written by Stanley Tookie Williams. When kids gangbang, innocent people get hurt. Sometimes kids, even younger than you, are shot
A
or killed.
homeboy is not a true friend if he calls you a chicken or a coward or a punk.
I thought that by beating up people, I was cool and tough. I thought that was the way to get people to respect me.
Many gang
But I was
members
wrong.
abuse their power. I've learned that nothing good ever comes from abusing power to scare or
Real
hurt
power
people.
is already inside each of us.
Stan, the books are selling in Europe and Africa and Japan.
Japan?
Yeah. And Stan, Winnie Mandela has asked to come and visit you.
And what if we say no?
And the press, whom Miss Mandela's already told about the visit, eats us for lunch.
How did this happen?
His books. Apparently, they're quite popular.
I must warn you that Stan is rather shy in the beginning, rather quiet. Keep talking to him. He'll warm up quickly. So good morning.
Other entrance, please, Mrs. Mandela.
Well, that's not the way in.
We have to search her. They want a full search.
I will not.
And you won't be allowed to enter.
Do you know who this is? Do you have any idea?
I'll handle Mrs. Mandela. This way, ma'am.
Thank you. That is ridiculous.
This is a moment of grandeur for me. I'm elevated. I wish I were a poet. I'm just deeply honored to meet you.
No, sir, it is my honor to meet you. The books you have written have moved so many of us. Your words are on the lips of many children in my country. The condition of the youth in the townships of South Africa is the same as that in the ghettos of your country.
Yes, but I'm being met with opposition. There's some people saying that the subject of gangs is taboo in schools and that maybe I'm not the man to bring the message.
They are blinded by fear. But you must continue.
Didn't Mandela think about dying while he was incarcerated?
Every day. It is what kept him alive. Do not be afraid. Will you sign it for me?
Oh, yes, Miss Mandela, I will do anything for you. Yes, I will.
Ma'am?
This is just so amazing.
Courage.
Thank you.
Respect now.
Hi.
First the books, now Mandela.
Oh, it was so
No, we don't need this
exciting
kind of
today. You should
publicity.
have
It
seen
could backfire. I'm expecting to hear from the Ninth Circuit. And I'm trying to keep this man alive. That's my job. You understand?
Of course I do, but Mr. Cates, I'm telling you, these books really make a difference.
I don't care. They could hurt his case. Now, let me ask you. You want the books or do you want the man?
What do you mean?
His life or his work? I suggest you stop working with him, just for the time being. So your relationship with him is obviously clouding his judgment.
Miss Becknell, this is Mario Fieur, member of the 6th Parliament. Yes, I had an opportunity to read the books of Stanley Williams. It's most impressive. He's quite a writer. Yes.
This day serves to remind my countrymen of our commitment to freedom, neutrality, and most of all, humanity. There is, right now, in California's San Quentin prison, a condemned man. His name is Stanley Williams. Mr. Williams has launched a comprehensive international program to steer youth away from gangs and drugs and violence and imprisonment.
This is an outrage!
Should our world produce a broken soul, is it not our duty So let every man on this planet count. Stanley Williams has forged gang truces in his own country and has stopped gang warfare on the streets of Switzerland. Mr. Williams' international campaign to save children and to support a civil society represents an unusual opportunity for a person with street war bona fides to model reform and rehabilitation for troubled youth worldwide. So today, I use the power vested in me as a representative of my country to nominate Stanley Williams, death row inmate, for the Nobel Prize for Peace.
Bravo!
It's on the net. It'll be in the papers tomorrow. Congratulations, Stan.
Barbara, just be careful out there because there are going to be repercussions.
The only repercussions will be a Nobel Prize.
I hear all that. Just be careful, all right?
I will.
What is your relationship with Mr. Williams?
The Victims' Rights Association claims that this nomination is a desecration of the dignity of the Nobel Peace Prize. They say you have no right to rule.
You know I don't have anything in here. You trying to plant something?
Yes, I spoke to Mr. Williams this morning, and he is pleased and honored to have this nomination. Yeah, could you hold, please?
That Mr. Williams
Thank
is
you.
still involved in gang activities.
Should he be nominated?
I'm a corrections officer. That's all I know.
Is Williams still running the Crips?
Yes.
Based on what evidence?
Based on testimony of fellow inmates.
Anonymous testimony?
Yes.
Who the hell are these guys?
Cons come in favor, old enemies.
Stan, I have given up a lot to help you with your work. If I thought for 1 minute you were going back into that
Listen,
world...
I'm not a hypocrite. I'm a man of my word. Everything that I do, I have committed to the extreme. When I said I was out there and I was going to be a Crip, and I started cripping, I said I was going to be the baddest gangster to ever live. And I became that. Through discipline and hard work, I became the king of the Crips, and I wasn't afraid to tell the world about that. But I've embarked upon a different journey, a journey of service, a journey of redemption. And I've been practicing that. I don't use drugs, I don't use profanity, no alcohol. Anything that is not righteous, I don't do it. And I've been practicing that for years. Don't you see that? Don't you see that you and my mother are the only two people that I can really trust in here? You've done more for me than anybody in the world. Of course they're going to draw